guys, get out of that plane. Bail out. There's one. He come out of the bomb bay.
What was that? What the hell was that? It went by like we were standing still. Blue leader to group. Get off the air. Going by at 2 o'clock. What the hell is it?
Hey everyone, Joe here, just doing a final for our Bella tribute build to our good friend Aires Styrene and his life partner Bella. And so we did the Hobby Boss 148 scale ME 2621A. Overall, a great kit. Hobby Boss is definitely good kits. I will say this, we'll get to a couple issues, but the biggest issue I've come across so far in a couple Hobby Boss kits that I've built so far now is the fuselage. It goes together well on the test fits, and everything looks like it's going to just be perfect. But then by the time you get the cockpit in, the bulkheads and some paint and glue and things like that, they tend to not fit together so well. There tends to be a gap, large seams, so keep that in mind. I don't know if that's for every case. It definitely could be on my part as well, so I got to sand down things a little bit more in order to get things to fit. We got to squeeze together real tight, things like that. But overall, like I said, a really good kit. And Hobby Boss has a lot of obscure subjects, which is awesome. This is the first jet on the channel, and apropos, it's also the first production jet that saw combat action. Definitely enjoyed it. It was weird not doing a propeller. Keep wanting to stick one right there on the front or on the side in the cells, but no, we'll hold off. But we did this in a bit of a different paint scheme than I would have called for. So what I was noticing in my research was the 262s, they were kind of rushed into production, and there weren't many of them, and their factories were being bombed left and right by the Allied bombers and Lancasters and B-17s. It was a tough production, and a lot of time the production was split up into two different areas. And so what I did here, and seeing some reference photos, the paint jobs they used on some of them were not even close to being the typical German perfect lines, splinter camo. It was, you could tell it was slapped together. Like, hey, let's just paint this real quick and get it out. So that's what we kind of did. We used RLM 62, I believe, for the brown, and then RLM 80, 81, something like that for the light green, and then the typical, I believe it's 76 for the bottom. And we used the AK colors for the first, no, I take that back, I still use my Vallejo Air colors, which I'm trying to get rid of and move into the AK colors. So that's kind of what we did. We kind of did the top fuselage part as, hey, let's get it painted real quick and get it out in flight. The wings, however, are splinter camo, and so the wings could have been, and sometimes would have been, produced separately in a different factory. So they just they met together and they're like, here's a fuselage, here's some wings, slap it together, get it out there. They had to. It was the end of the war. They were failing miserably, obviously, so that's what we got. And so that's kind of the way I did it. I didn't want to do the little loopy camouflage. I just don't care for that, so this is what we got. Now, the other issue I had was the landing gear. They're not sitting equally. They're a little catawampy. I snapped one off trying to get it in place. It was the last piece I had to put in, and I started forcing it, and I knew I shouldn't have. In my brain I was like, step away, you know, let's get the hobby blade and just clear out the hole a little bit better. And no, I just kept pushing and pushing until it just snapped, and of course the peg stuck into the hole. I couldn't get it out, so the landing gear is a little wonky. Lesson learned though. Always listen to your subconscious. Got our cockpit. Like I said, other than that, there's not too much to it. Alright, so here we are again with the final for our Bella tribute build. Andrew, you already know how I feel, so I'm not going to get into that. And you know how to get a hold of me. So this is what we have, everyone. It's been fun. I think we're going to start venturing more into jets, so stay tuned for that. And hopefully we'll get more involved there. And yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. And until next time, take care.
Sweep the land.